Atrokta Parihara Acharyahi. Here the Acharya, because there are two ideas behind here the meaning of Acharya, whom has to be taken as Acharya. I told you the one general meaning that people take usually. Acharya is the Acharya of Shankaracharya, that is Govinda Padacharya. But Anandagiri says it is not Govinda Padacharya, it is Dravidacharya. One who has written many Bhashya on all Upanishads, giving the Jnana Karma Samuchayavada. Usually Bhashyakara has condemned his statements everywhere. But here he is saying there is nothing, he is still not wrong here. Therefore whatever he is telling is right, is acceptable. Therefore the parihara given by, the answer given by Dravidacharya is being repeated by Acharya Shankara here. This is the only place it seems that where Shankaracharya is in accordance and support with the Dravidacharya. Amaravatyaadinam purinam dvigunottarottरेण कालेन udvasa syat. Amaravatyaadinam purinam. All these, what called the regions, purinam here, you have to take the regions only. All these regions which are successively double to the previous one, to the earlier one. This was been stated twice. But here, Kalena Udvasa, it has been told as Kalena Udvasa. That means to say, actually here, the Kala here, because the time is being taken double. That means what? The distance is also double. But from one region to the other region, from one Puri to the other Puri, the distance is double. Therefore, the sun is also taking double time. Even though the orbit is same, it was told before, the orbit of the sun, its movement is same. But still why it's in double time? This was the question. For that the answer is being given here. Yes, the question was, it is tulyatvat, it is told everything is when it is tulya. Pradikshana vrittehe tulyatvat. This is what has been told the objection there. The objection was, purasvat, I am going back knowingly. Purasmat dvigunottarottरेण कालेन iti apauranam darshan. Bhashyakara told you it is apauranam darshan. This philosophy, this cosmological philosophy is against the Puranas. Because the time taken by the sun in moving over one region to another region, it is double the time, it is stated. Dviguna uttarottरेण. Taking twice the time to reach the successive moves of the successive region, to move towards the successive regions. Even though the sun is moving in all the four directions equal. Indra, Yama, Varuna, Soma, Purishu, Udayastamaya Kalasya, Tulyatva. Is not. This has been told. The time of rising and setting, moving in all the four directions, over which the deities presiding are Indra, Yama, Varuna and Soma, that is totally equal. There is equality of period over there. This is the Pauranika Ruktam. This is what has been stated by the Puranas. Why? Because Manasottarasya Murdhani Vira. Because this is the question she was asking. Where is this Sumeru? Is it above this Manasarovar? Usually people they explain also. It is about this Manasarovar, that Kailash Parvat is Meru Parvat. It's not like that. Because in the explanation given here, all the words, not only this earth, the whole world, all the people, different types of creatures are dwelling. All those worlds are below the Manasa Parvata, Meru Parvata. That means what? Here we are seeing China after that Kailash Parvatam. How can that be? And there's if you take it to north according to our here, then what is going to happen? From that it is to the south then, China. And here it says all the countries are towards the southern direction only, never in the northern direction. So for the Chinese people, we are in the north of them. Everything will be wrong. The whole cosmology will get upset. Therefore, don't take this Manas Parvata and this Manasarovar and all these things. It is unseen for us. Nobody can see that Meru Parvata or the Manas also.
In Africa, there is a Meru.
There is a Meru in Africa.
You can
also.
name everywhere, it does not matter. There is a Sumeru here also, Sumeru Shikhara. It is called a Sumeru Shikhara. After this Kotadwar, you go towards Paudi, and there's just a mountain straight goes like this. It's called a Sumeru Shikhara. Many people go there for darshana. There's one sadhu is also there, big drama, and he's got every good setting and all. And things are going on in Sumeru Shikhara. So you can name anything. It's going on. You can name anything as Sumeru, it doesn't matter. But according to Shastra, this Lakshana is not there. This is the indication that has been given that all the countries, all the regions, the Bharata Parvat, the Bharata Varsha, and 9 Varsha they say, 9 big worlds are there. The Meru is there. Below that Meru is the Manasa Parvata, and being that the Manasa Parvata also 3. The central part is called Ilavrta Desha. In the other 3, this one there is no dwelling at all. Only below this side only, to south of that Meru Parvata only, the dwelling is there. The dwelling of creatures are there. In that only all the words have been taken, all the 18 words, what you call 7 up and 7 down, 14 words completely. This is why I may explain Yoga Sutras had come. So there were this Sumeru or this Meru or you can't take Manasaror and all these things cannot take here. Manasottarasya, which lies of the Manasa. And this Manasa cannot be this Manasa lake, Manasarovara. There's something else which is unseen by all in general. On the top of the Meru, Murdhani Meroha, Pradakshinavrtehe Tulyatva. It is the top of Meru and to the north of the Manasa. Such, the sun situated there is orbiting round and round, and that orbital movement of sun is equal. Tulyatva is same. This was the objection. When that is the case, how you are telling here double time, sunset and sunrise? For that the answer, the parihara given by Dhrivadacharya was as follows: that Amaravatyaadinam Purinam Dugnotrottrena Kalena Udvasasya. So the Udvasa means they exist. Those worlds exist there. Amaravatiyadi. Amaravati is the region of Indra in the east. Successively, these regions, Dugunotratrena, they are twice as long as the earlier ones. Kalena Udvasa, they exist by time Duguna. That means double the time from the previous one. The time is being taken double. How is it possible? When the orbital time is equal to all the regions, how it is taking double time you are telling? For that they say the distance between one region to other region is double. This is what is the meaning of this mantra. Because the distance is double, the time taken by sun becomes double automatically. Udayaschannama, and what is the meaning of sun rising and sun setting? He says, Savituho tan nivasinam praninam chaksha gocharaapatti tad ateyascha astamanam na paramarthadayastamane. Actually, neither the sun rises nor the sun sets. In sun, there is no rising or setting at all. It is in our view, that's all. Savitu udayaha, the rising of the sun means tan nivasinam. It is tan nivasinam is the people dwelling in that region, that particular region. The sun coming in the range of the vision of the dwellers of that particular region. Chakshur gochara apatti tan nivasinam pranina. Coming in the sun comes into the range of our vision. Who is residing in that particular region? In his particular view, in that person's purview, it is being told as sun is rising. Similarly, tadatyascha, when that union, when the sun is out of range of the vision of the dwellers of that particular region, the sun is said to be set. Na paramartha udyastamane. In reality, if you want to know, actually there is no sunrise, no sunset at all. Tannivasinancha praninam abhave. Why? How is your saying so? Because in the absence of the dwellers of that particular region, even though the sun is moving the same direction, although the sun is moving on the same path, but there is not a single creature on that particular region. And for whom now sun is rising in that region? Can anybody say that now the sun is rising for me in the east or in a certain particular direction? Who is going to say? And there is nobody there. Therefore, it's because Tannivasinancha prananam abhave. In case of the absence of dwellers of that particular region, Tan prati, even though in that particular region, what's happening? Tenaiva margena gachannapi. Although the sun is moving in the same direction, naiva udeta nasta. As in regard, no creature is experiencing that sun. That sun, even though moving that particular region, is not coming in the range of the vision of any creature. Therefore, what do you have to say? The sun is neither rising nor setting to that particular region. Iti chakshurgocharapatte tadatyascha bhavat. Why? Because there is absence of the experience by the chakshu, by the eyes of any creature in that particular region. Of both this is gochar apatte tadatyascha, coming within the range and going out of the range of the vision. Both does not exist. Therefore, for that particular region, there is no sunrise or no sunset. There is a shloka in Anandagiri you say, Yairyatra drishyate bhaswan satyesham udaya smrudah tiro bhavancha yatriti tadevastamanam ravehe naivastamanam arkasya nodeha sarvada satah udayastamane nama darshana darshane ravehe. It's very clear. Yairyatra drishyate bhaswan. By whom the sun is being seen, Satyesham, for them that sun is said to be Udaya Smritaha, is stated to be actually rising. And Yatra Eti Tirobhavam, and at the time when for those same people the sun is not being seen or is out of the range of vision, Tadeva Astamam Ravehe, that is called as sunset. Truly speaking, Sarvada, all the time, within the sun, there is no rising or setting. Udayastamane nama darshana darshane ravehe. Actually, just the vision of sun and the non-vision of sun is itself, we have stated as rise and set. Tatha Amravatya sakashat dvigunam kalam samyamanipuri. Therefore, now the conclusion is that Amravatya sakashat dvigunam kalam samyamanipuri. Therefore, when the sun moves from the eastern direction to the southern direction, it naturally takes double the time. Puri vasati. Atah tannivasana pranina prati dakshinate udeti. Therefore, for those people residing in that particular region, if in the view of us, it is said the sun is rising from the south. The dakshinate iva udeti. Uttarato astamiti, and it's going to set in the north. Iti uchyate asmad buddhinja apeksha. You see, very clear. All this rising in the south and setting in the north, rising in the west and setting in the east, rising in the north, setting in the south, rising up and setting down. All these things are being told only in our purview, only in our purview. In the point of view of our understanding, the Shastra is telling that the sun rises in the south and sets in the north. But actually, the people who are dwelling in that particular region, for them, the sun is rising in the east only and sets in the west. Each and every region, the people who are dwelling in that particular region, for in their view, in their understanding, always sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But in the view of our understanding, or studying the Shastra on this earth, in our view it is being told, now the sun is going from the east to the south. Therefore, for the people around the south there, now the sun is going to rise in the south. When it's rising in the south in the sense, it has to set in the north. That's how we are explaining in the understanding of ourselves. Tata Uttarasam Purish Yojana. Similarly, you have to understand in all other regions also. Sarveshancha Meru Uttarado Bhavati. You see now it's told very clear. Bhashya says, Sarveshancha Meroha Uttarado Bhavati. Because all the regions exist northwards of the Meru. In relation to all beings, if we speak, to all the regions of all beings, even the Swarga of Indra, the Sayamanapuri of Yama, and this Dharti in between, all these things, Sarvesham says, where are they? Meroha Uttarata Bhavati. They are to the northward direction of Meru. That means in the southern direction of Meru and the eastern and western directions of Meru, there is no region in which any single creature is dwelling. That's the same context comes, Tripada Samratam Divi. The Tripada of Meru is what? Nothing is there. Only one Pada, all regions are existing. That is what is Meru then? It's a Brahman. Nothing else. In that Brahman you have to do Kalpana now. This is the north, the south and east and west. And say, this is the central point. You call the central of Brahman is Meru. And the north of Brahma that Meru, which you are doing Kalpana, in that Brahman, all the worlds are there. The rest of the three parts, east, west and south, there is nothing. You only can make that Kalpana. You have to do. There is no other goal. It's just for Upasana purpose is being told anyway. All these things are being discussed. The main purpose is Upasana. And the main purpose here to show that the results of Upasana are not immortal. That's the main purpose. And the secondary purpose is for meditation. So, yada amaravatyam adhyanagata hasavita, tada saimanyam udyandrishyate. Therefore, when the sun is in its zenith, in the mid-noon at Amravati, at the region called heaven, ruled by Indra, tada, at that time, the Sayamanyam Udyandrishyate. For the people dwelling in the the southern direction, Samanapuri of Yamaraja, therefore them, they will be seeing that the sun is rising. Tatra Madhyanagattu. So, when in that Samanapuri in the southern direction, when the sun reaches to its mid-noon, to its zenith, Varunyam Udyandrishyate. In the western direction, the people dwelling over there, what for them it will happen? They will be seeing that the sun is rising. Tatha Uttarasyam. Similarly, in the north. That means when it is mid-afternoon, mid-noon, in the west, the people dwelling in the north will be experiencing sunrise. So automatically the rest of it will become sunset with the opposite. Pradikshana vrate tuletva. Since the orbit for moving around is the same, there is no difference in it. Ilavrtavasinam sarvadha parvata prakara nivaratat iti nivarita aditya rashminam savitordha iva udeta arvagastameta drishyate. Without reading the mantras are going to the bhashya completely. This is the last mantra. Ilavrtavasinam, for the dwellers in the region called Ilavrata. Sarvada, all these sides, what is there? Mountains are there. It is just like an experience of a frog in the well. A big, long, deep well is there. 200 feet deep. In that well there is one frog. For that frog, what is east and west? Can you see any sunrise in the east, any sunrise in the west? Because if the sun will come on the top, then only they will get the light. For it is, where is east then? In the top. Where is that? Because down, it's in the down. Similarly, Ilavattu Pradesha. Because all our mountains are there. In the middle is Ilavrata. There is high mountains. Because of that, there is no east or no west or no north or south. They can't experience anything. Only the sun comes up. They say, oh, the sun is risen. And it's for a few minutes, it's gone, it's gone. Only sunrise to sunset is not 12 hours for them. Sunrise to sunset only a few hours, maybe 1 or 2. The Ilavrtavasinam Sarvadha Parvat Prakar. You see? Sarvadha Parvat Prakar. It has become as if around. There's a just like a big wall. Prakar is called as wall. Huh? The wall of the mountains. The wall like the mountains are. Due to that, what has happened? Nivarita. The rays of the sun are shut out. They are not let in to come from the east and west. Aditya Rashminam Nivarita. Who have been shut out? Aditya Rashminam. The same rays entrance has been shut from east and west and north and south. From all the 4 directions around. Sarvada it is told, no? From all around. Savita Urdhva Iva Udeta. Therefore, those people, what they can experience, they can say this, that oh, the sun is rising up on our head. For them, where their afternoon then? No afternoon at all. Arvag Gastameta. Then they will think, oh, the sun is going down, below our legs it's going to set down. Astameta. Eva Drishate here also. Huh? Eva Drishate. It seems to be so. Parvatordha Chidra Pravesha Savitri Prakasha. You see? Because Savitri Prakasha, for the reason that the rays of the sun can enter through the opening on the top of the mountains. There is no other way to get in. The rays can't enter from any other direction. From the opening at the top of the mountains. Parvata Urdu Chidra Praveshat. So now he says, you see all the 5 directions been told in this shloka, very nice. Madhyagastamravatyam Yavad Bhavati Bhaskaraha Vaivasvade Sanyamana Udayans Tatra Drishyade Sukhayam Ardharatrascha Vibhayam Mastameticha. All the 5 is being told. When the east, it is noon. It will be rising in the south. And at midnight in the west and set in the north. Similarly, take the whole pattern. You have to understand. In the east is mid-noon. The south, it is rising. For them it will be, because they are seeing the sun in this direction, it's coming here. For them it is rising now. And here it will be midnight. It is in the west. And the north, for them it will be, the sun is rising here for them. For them it will be setting over there. The noon, rise, night and set. So when the sun is here, is what will be then? Mid-morning. When the sun is here, it will be evening. So this is how you have to take. For these people here is mid-morning. And when it comes over here, for seeing rise when it is in the east, for them when it comes here, it will be noon. So for the people who are in the south, for them, when the sun is in the east, it is there. It is rising for them. It comes in between southeast direction, it will be mid-morning. When it is in the south itself, it will be noon. When it goes to the southwest, it is evening. And it goes to the west, it is midnight. And here, half midnight, and there it is set. So that's how we have to take the whole thing for all the people. For this region again, when it is here, it will be rising for them. When it is here, it will be set for them. If you write on all these things, then you can understand this is what I have written in that chart. Tatha Rigadi Amrutopajivinam Amritanancha Dugunottarottara Virivatvam Anumiyate. By this you will have to infer that Rigadi Amrutopajivinam, those meditators who are going to enjoy the nectars that they have risen from the Rigadi mantra and karma, that the different rites that they have performed by chanting the Rig mantra and etc. For them, Amritanancha dugunotrotra virvattam. Even the nectar that they are going to attain will be of the double powerfulness. Doubling of powerfulness will be there in that result. More and more they will be powerful. It can be inferred so, how? Bhoga kala dugunatva vaigunnina. Because due to the doubling of the time of enjoyment. The time of enjoyment is doubled means that they have got the power also to enjoy that much time. Just if your ayu is increased to 200 years, what is the use? The indriyas should be also be like that, I can enjoy for 200 years. Now at 100 years age, you are able to enjoy the max of 50, 60. Isn't it? And the same period will be for enjoyment, but age is increased up to 200, means what happens? 140 years of old age. Who wants it? Nobody wishes such a doubling of age. Doubling of age in the sense, doubling of power also should be there. Enjoyment power should be doubled. Indriya power should be doubled. Everything should be doubled. That's why Bhashakara says, the Bhoga Kala Dvaigunya is there. When the enjoyment time has been doubled, that means the power in the Indriyas and all to enjoy that Yasha and their Tejasa and what has been told, the results, that will also be naturally doubled. Udyaman Samveshanadi Devanam Rudradinam Vidushascha Samanam. Therefore, the emerging and the ruling, etc., the result that has been told, that will be enjoyed by the Rudradi Devata, deities, that will be the same with the scholar, the meditator who has meditated this Madhuvidya. The Dashamakhanda is over, Bhashya. Now we'll go back to the mantras of Dashamakhanda. That's what I told you on that day. Let's go to first all the mantras. Because the Bhashya is together for all of them. So now get back to the fourth Amrita, I think we had left. Or third. Where we started? Third Amrita only. At third only the Bhashya was below. Fourth I have to go. Third I have completed. Fourth I have to go. After third we went into the Bhashya. अथ यच्चतुर्थम अमृतम तन्मरुतोपजीवन्ति सोमेन मुखेन न वै देवाश्नन्ति न पिबन्ति एतदेवामृतं दृष्ट्वा तृप्यन्ते त एतदेव रूपम् अपि संविशन्ति एतस्मात् रूपादुद्यन्ति स एतदेवम् अमृतं वेद मरुतामेव वैको भूत्वा सोमेनैव मुखेन एतदेवामृतं दृष्ट्वा तृप्यति स एतदेव रूपम् अपि संविशत्येतस्मात् रूपादुदेति स यावदादित्य पश्चादुदेता पुरस्तादस्तमेता दिस्तादुत्तरदोदेता दक्षिणतोस्तमेता मरुतामेव तावद् आधिपत्यं स्वराज्यं पर्येता. अथ now yet chaturtham amritam, that which is the fourth nectar, the deep black colored appearance, tan marudau jivanti, that is enjoyed by the deities called Marudgana. How? Somena Mukhena, with Soma as their chief. Truly speaking, certainly these deities never eat, never drink. Na devaha ashtanti na pibanti. Then how do they enjoy? Etadeva amritam drishtva tripyante. Just by experiencing through all organs this very nectar, they become contented. Ta etadeva rupam api samvishanti. So when the time of enjoyment is over, that means when the time of retirement comes, they become one with this appearance itself. They merge into this very appearance. As if merging in the sense here, they have no relation further with the enjoyable objects that they have attained. Etasmad rupadudyanti. They emerge from the same appearance. That means to say, they again relate themselves with the same enjoyable objects. Just like we do. What we do? We disconnect ourselves. We break the relationship of ourselves with all the surroundings and go to sleep and snore like anything. And again we emerge in the morning in the sense what? We get back in the morning and we search for where is the toothpaste, where is this, the same enjoyable objects we are relating with it. Again and again this thing happens. Similar is the deities also. They are also experiencing the enjoyable objects through all their organs At the time of enjoyment, they are enjoying, again they retire, again they emerge, again they relate themselves. Next morning, that's how the things are going on there too. This is about the deities. Now the same is with the person who is going to meditate. He who, saya, etadevam amritam veda, he who knows this nectar does, what's going to happen? Marutam eva eko bhutva. He becomes one among all those Marut deities with the same soma as the chief. Someneva mukhena. And he also, etadevam amritam drishtva tripyati. That meditator also will experience this very nectar through all his organs and get contented. Similarly, this meditator also retires into the same very appearance and also emerges back from that same appearance. So for as long as the sun takes the time to rise from the west and set in the east, double the time of that. It will take twice of that time. This hour, Uttarato Udeta, the time will take the rise from the north and Dachinato Astameta set in the south. Murtameva Tavad. For that long time, this meditator, having become one with the Marud deity, will also experience the Adhipatyam and Swarajyam, the rulership and sovereignty of this fellow will also attain. That the Maruts themselves have, the same will be possessed by this meditator too. Athet panchamam amritam tat sadhya upajivanti brahmana mukena navai deva ashnanti na pivanti etadeva amritam drishtva tripyanti tat etadeva rupam abhisamvishanti एतस्मात् रूपादुद्यन्ति स एतदेवम् अमृतं वेद साध्यानामे वैको भूत्वा ब्रह्मणैव मुखेन ऐतदेवामृतं दृष्ट्वा तृप्यति स एतदेव रूपम् अभिसंविशति एतस्मात् रूपादुदेति स यावदादि उत्तरतो उदेता दक्षिणतो अस्तमेता दिस्तावद्धूर्ध्वम् उदेता अर्वाङ्गस्तमेता साध्यानामेव तावदाधिपत्यं स्वराज्यं दर्येता. 8 years. That was 4 years. Now double of that is 8. First is 6 months. Second is 1 year. Third is 2 years. Fourth is 4 years. And the fifth will be 8 years. All being spoken of in the view of our understanding only. So the fifth nectar then is now that which is the fifth nectar. It is enjoyed by the deity is called Sadhyaha. The name of deity is Sadhya here. And they have their Brahmana. They have their chief as Brahma. The Hiranyagarbha himself is the chief of them. Navai devashtanti napivanti. Truly speaking, verily, certainly, these deities never eat and never drink. But how do they enjoy them? For that the answer is etadeva amritam drishtva tripyanti. They experiencing and feeling this very nectar by all the organs, they become contented. Sa etadeva amritam veda. He whosoever who knows and meditates this very nectar as stated before, thus evam sadhyanam eva eko bhutva, that meditator will become one among the sadhyadi devadaha. Because he becomes one with them, he will also become a Sadhya Devata. Being a deity, Brahmanayu Mukhena, he will also enjoy that very nectar through all his organs and feels them, becomes contented with the same Brahma as the chief. Saitadeva Rupam Visambhishati, Etasmadrupadeti. When the time of enjoyment expires, he retires from that experience. And again, the time of enjoyment rises up. He also emerges towards that experience, relates himself to that through the enjoyable objects and experiences them. Sayavadaditi uttaratudeta. So, as much time is being taken by the sun to rise in the north and set in the west, double of the time is being taken for rising from the top and setting down, or rising from the high and setting at the low, rising upward and setting downward. Sadhyana adhipatyam swarajyam parita. For that much time, the time taken by the sun from rising upwards and setting downwards, that much time, even this meditator, having become one among the deities called Sadhyaha, he will also experience the same rulership and sovereignty. He will also attain, possess that qualities too, and enjoy the same time. Now he says, if all this upasana and karma, meditation and rites done together also, is going to give a time-bounded enjoyment only. This is what is the main thing here. It shows everything is time-bounded. When the time is over, you have to die. You have to get back into samsara. There's no end to it. So then, is there any such thing which transcends time? If it is, then what is that state? That has to be explained. For that they started. Atha tatha urdham udetya naiva udeta nastameta ekaleva madhye sthatha tadesha shlokaha. Atha. Then after that, tatha, having transcended over that urdham, from above all these phases, udetya, and risen up, naiva udeta, verily it will never rise, nastameta, it will never get set. Then how is that sun? Ekala eva. He will neither rise nor set in the sense, he will be established in himself. He will be ekala. Therefore, because he has transcended everything. Now for whom he is going to rise and set? If there is a second, for him he will be rising and setting. When there is nothing, he has transcended above all these phases of rising and setting, and from all directions. Then that state, the sun will have to state that he is established in himself. He is neither rising nor setting for anybody. Madhye sthata. Madhye in the sense, svatmanyeva. In Maharashtra they use this word madhye for himself. Not in the middle. Madhya in the sense, don't take in the middle. A person established himself is called as madhya. A thing within itself is called as madhya. Sthata. Sthata is established. Tadesha shloka. With regard to this verse follows. Krityayam udyastamanena pranina. In this way, kritva evam. In this way, by rising and settling down. Udayastamanena evam udayastamanena kritva. By rising and setting down in this way, praninam, what the sun is doing? The sun is helping us, all the creatures, to enjoy the fruits of our own actions. If the sun does not rise and set, we will not be able to enjoy any fruit of any action. In any region, in any world. What the sun is doing by sunrise and sunset, he says, Praninam swakarmaphala bhoga nimittam anugraham tat karmaphalop bhoga kshaye tani pranijya tani atma sanhutya. Atha. The mantra will start there. Atha. The first word of mantra is Atha. For that, Bhashyakara says, after what? You have to tell after that. After that what? He says, after having done this job. What job? The sun, after it has done in this way, rising and setting for the different region. For the people, creatures dwelling in the different regions, in this way as stated before, the sun has risen and set. Why? Having helped Anugraham Krutva. You take Anugraham Krutva. For having helped the creatures to what? Swakarphala bhoga nimittam. To enjoy the results of their own actions. Tat karphala bhoga kshaye. And when that time of enjoyment of the results set or get exhausted, or that time gets expired, then what the sun is going to do? Tani pranajatani atmani sunhritya. Having withdrawn all the creatures into himself. How is he going to withdraw? All will go to sleep. This is what to do. Once the sun sets, if there would have no electricity facilities, all after sunset only, just sit in the darkness. As soon as sit in the darkness, they will get sleep and they will go down. So everybody will retire to sleep. That is called as withdrawing the creatures in himself. It's not that all the creatures will go into sun and die over there, burn into ash. It's not like that. That means he is withdrawing all the creatures. It says the activities of all the creatures was due to the sun being moving. And when the sun is set, all will go into their nests, back to their homes, they're resting. The resting in this way is itself called as withdrawing the creatures within himself. Sanhritya atha then. That is, this is how it's going to transcend. For that transition, this is necessary. Atha and tataha tasmad anantaram. Then after that. Atha means then. Tata means after that. Tata is explained by the word tasmad. And tasmad is again explained by anantaram. Prani anugraha kala urdhva. What is that anantaram? After what? After that means after having helped the creatures to enjoy their own karma, the results of their own actions. Prani anugraha kala urdhva. After the expiry of the time of helping the creatures. Sun. Atmani udetya udgamyo. Having resting himself in himself only. Yan prati udeti tesham pranama bhava. Because why is resting in himself? Why is establishing in himself? Because all those people, all those creatures to whom he was rising and setting, now they do not exist anymore. If they are all sleeping means they are not existing in one way. There says pranina abhava, because of the absence of the creatures. So now what the sun is doing at that time? Svatmastha. He is residing or resting in himself in such a way that naiva udeta nastameta. So there is no rise or set in the purview of anybody. Ekalo, that means advitiya, because there is no second. For him he can rise and set. Anavayava, there is no division also, midnight, mid-noon, mid-morning. When there is no rise and set, these divisions also will not be there anymore. Madhye means swatmanyeva, you see. What Bhashaka is telling. Madhya means not in the middle. He'll be sitting in the middle. In the middle of what? Therefore he says there's no question in the middle of anything over here. He has transcended all the phases. There's no question of anything in the middle anymore. Therefore he says swatmanyeva stata. He has established himself totally. Tatra kaschit vidvan vasvadi samacharana rohitadi amrita bhoga bhagi yathokt kramena swatma swam atmanam samitaram atmattena upetya samahayata san etam mantram drishtva uttito anyasmai prishtamate jagada. Tadesha shloka, isn't it? For that is studying. How this shloka came into existence? How this verse came into existence? Some person, having meditated over here, went up into the sun after his death. Experienced there everything. But after that experience, he returned back and did not forget it. By the grace of those deities or due to his own such great virtues, he did not forget. He came and he told to others. That's how this verse came into existence. Tatra, in this regard, kaschid vidvan, some meditator who meditated on Vaswadi Samacharano, who had meditated very well on Vasu Adi deities and has become one with those deities now after death. And what is experienced? Rohitadi Amrita Bhogavaki. He had done the meditation of all the Vedas, all the 5 Amrita nectars. Therefore, he is now enjoying all those nectars, which has got the red appearance, the white appearance, the black, the deep black, is not all that. Rohitadi is this way. Rohit Adi Amrita Bhogabhagi having enjoyed all those things, yathokt kramena, as stated before, in the order stated before, in the succession stated before, swam atman savitaram atmatyanupetya, then he united himself, he became one with the Atma of Savita, one with himself with the sun. Upetya, having experienced Samahita sun, now with all concentration of mind. Etam mantram, this mantra, drishtva, having experienced this mantra, he saw this mantra in his heart. That means he could experience this mantra in his heart. Utthito, he came back out of that samadhi. Anyasmi prishlavate, others asked, sir, respected, come and tell me what you experienced in that samadhi. You had been to sun. Because in certain smritis, there are the what you call as indications given. If you just see the person can understand, he has come from Swarga or he has come from. Shrutis have told the indications. Smritis also, there are many smritis. How the person is moving, how is walking, how is speaking, what is doing. By all that you can judge that this fellow has come, have experience from there. And if by chance he's got a memory also of what is experienced over there, then we have got the right to ask him, by what you experienced there, please let us know. When somebody asks so, Anyasmi prishlavate jagada, that person gives the answer, this is what I have experienced over there. Just like a yogi gets into samadhi and comes back. And if anybody asks what to explain that samadhi, he can explain that as much as possible. Because those states are that of such, they are indescribable. Actually, they are indescribable. But still, to encourage others to get on the same route, to attain that great happiness or immortality or samadhi and such experiences, we do explain the experiences by words. This is what the whole of Ramayana, at the very beginning, Shankara says to Parvati, Akat Kahani. Akat Kahani. I am going to tell a story which cannot be stated. A story which cannot be stated. Akat Kahani. And he said, Bakhanat Ved Purani. And that story I am telling, which has been stated in the olden your days in the Vedas. What is that? The Ramacharita Manasaka. It's all the life history of that Rama, which has been stated in the Vedas. What is that Rama again? It is that was Brahman. Then it goes on expressing with Brahman and Maya, how they are. Adhyaropa explains for Apavada. So in the very beginning of it, Valmiki Ramayana or Tulsi Ramayana or any Ramayana, you'll find this statement in general. There is a thing being described which is indescribable. This is what the Upanishads are doing. They are trying to explain of Brahman, which is beyond words. Yato vacha nivartantya prapya manasa. One, the same way that is telling and still is explaining raso vaisa. The same, before he said in the course of period only, you can't explain. And let what he explains is telling raso vaisa. It's explaining the same thing. That means it is only to facilitate us and encourage us on this path towards liberation. Any Upanishad or any Shruti, Smriti, whatever it is, all are speaking of Atman, Brahman, directly or indirectly. Just the way it is being stated is, usually it says the Rishaya of Naimisharanya and the Puranas, you will see like that, in different ways. Always it is, the question is put to an experienced. Expecting that the person has experienced, the question is put. And the answer we attain. Depending upon that person's experience, he is going to answer. And just a theoretical questioning and answering, that's what is going to happen in this Kali Yuga. Most of the gurus and disciples, the masters and the disciples, the teachers and the students are in such a state that nobody has experienced anything. studied, memory was good, intellect was good, they grasped the knowledge, and now go on giving that knowledge. 99.99%. Rarely you can find 0.01% some master who has actually experienced. And such people don't answer much also. They listen to your question, they keep quiet. Is that I've seen Chote Maharaj would usually not answer to anything to anybody. So no use. He said, okay, boy, if you stress a lot and you put pressure on him, no, Swamiji, please I want to listen something from you about this topic. That topic has been answered in Gita, in certain chapter. Come on, open it, read it. Go. You give one Gita, always there's 100 Gita there in front of you. One Gita give, open this, it says chapter, such as shloka, from here go on reading, understand it, you will know what is this. Go. That's all. A question you are putting related to Shastra, from Shastra only he is going to reply. He is not going to reply that I have explained this is my experience, how it is, this, how it is. No. The Shastra says like that, this is the answer to your question. And notice, tarka vitarka means he said, ma tarkyata, tarkyanapaniya. What is the use of doing tarka? I don't want to speak at all in that matter. He comes Mavana. So such great people are very, 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 very rare. As that now Srinivasa was saying, Swamiji has also become totally getting into that state. Slowly. Or Ramanand Swamiji. He has given 1 hour question answer session now. He is retiring on from that. The same question, the same person asked 1,000 times. He is telling. What he can answer? What is the use? Because people are putting questions. They are listening the answers. But they are not adopting their life. Again and again, this is the same question. How it comes to the same question? Once you put the question, the answer has been given, and just to meditate on the answer properly, and it gets into your heart properly, then the same doubt cannot arise once again. It is established in our heart. The answer has been established in our heart. How can you get the same one question? That means you have put a question, heard the answer, never practically done anything. Therefore, he says, no, what is the use of discussing? Stop discussing.